Good morning, everybody. My name is Ryan with Great Lakes Storm Chasing Network. We do have another severe threat in the region today to discuss, which is what we're doing with this live stream. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we do have a level 3 enhanced risk. There's only 5 levels. This is level 3, so we're getting pretty up there on the scale of risk levels for South Illinois and Southwest Indiana today. Level 2 surrounds that further north into central Indiana and Illinois. And then a level 1 marginal risk further north into, we'll say, central Illinois and perhaps north central ish Indiana, as well as West Ohio getting in on that level 1 threat. The overall threat today for damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes is certainly there, starting with the highest threat today, or should I say the highest threats. Number 1 is going to be your hail. Over by the St. Louis area in Illinois is your highest risk, but there is a risk further to the east across most of central and southern Illinois and Indiana, as well as extreme western Ohio there, southwestern Ohio, should I say. Your second threat, and I think honestly, arguably the might be a higher threat altogether, is the wind, and that's going to because we're looking at this as a line of storms coming through. When we have a line of storms, that could really promote gusty winds, could be severe winds as well. Highest there across central and southern Illinois and Indiana again. That could push into western Ohio later on this evening. And then lastly, there is a threat today for tornadoes. It's not overly high, but it is certainly there. The highest threat is going to be in southern Illinois and as far as southwest Indiana there towards Evansville and that reddish area here. We'll go ahead and zoom in on that for you guys. This is your 5% tornado risk. It does brush into southwest Indiana there, but it does stay pretty much confined to Illinois. Higher risk there in Illinois, but the green area around that red is going to be a 2%. So it's the lowest risk of a tornado, but it's still a risk of one nonetheless. That extends all the way up to Indianapolis, all the way back down towards the Bloomington area, and also across I-70 here in Illinois. So those areas of interest are for a tornado or two possible. The overall guidance of our models is really picking up on showers and storms firing off a little bit later on this evening. Looking at some of these models, this is the latest model we call the high resolution rapid refresh. We have storms firing out in Missouri and Illinois here, roughly around 4 p.m. local time, central time that is. Moving us forward through the evening. Let's go ahead and zoom out on this. It's a little bit zoomed in. Here we go. Moving forward this evening, this is 5 p.m. Central. We see storms firing up in Illinois, all the way through the central part of Illinois. We have a monster storm up here. I want to say that's near Springfield. That's going to push eastward here with time. But as time goes on, this should develop into more of a line segment. So along those lines, and storms that fire up across the region tonight, they will have a chance for damaging winds, large hail, and also spin up tornadoes along the leading edge of that line. I do think the NAM model does have a little bit more better of a handle on this threat. I'll show you guys what this model is thinking here. Right around the 5 or 6 o'clock local time frame, we have this line of storms that forms right here in central Illinois, back through Missouri. That's going to push eastward. That's going to be the main concern here. I think this model has a pretty good handle on this. It could be what we call a QLCS or also an MCS. It basically just means a line of storms with gusty winds, large hail, and spin up tornadoes. That's what we're expecting tonight. The environment that comes together to make this is quite good tonight, so we'll be watching this closely. I'll be here tracking it if need be. Here we will be live here later on this evening should the situation arise to that. But overall, the environment, when you overlap wind shear and storm fuel, it does indicate that the areas here in central to southern Illinois and also central to southern Indiana does have a pretty good environment here. It does barely push into West Ohio, so I'm not overly concerned for Western Ohio today. This should be mainly a Illinois and perhaps Indiana threat. Overall, when you see these colors here, it basically just means your atmosphere is juiced for storms that may be severe here. So with that being said, main timing on this, again, is 4 p.m. Central Time in Illinois. If you're in Indiana, expect that a little bit later, towards probably 7 or 8 o'clock Eastern or so, maybe a little bit later than that. Overall, though, risk for all hazards does exist across both states today. So if you guys have questions about this threat, feel free to comment. Otherwise, that's all I have to share with you guys. Let me know if you guys have any further questions. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and hop off here and get a forecast posted on our pages. I'll wait about 30 or so seconds for you guys that has any questions or comments or concerns. Any thunderstorms at all in South Michigan tonight? South Michigan, I know we're going to have some questions here for South Michigan here. So, yes, there is a chance for storms tonight, although severe weather, no. The instability we need for severe weather is well off to our south, which is right here. Is your instability. It's well off to the south. But we could still see some thunderstorms tonight based off the latest models. Go ahead and go back here to the simulated reflectivity. Looking at this very closely, we have this line that does push up into South Michigan here. And it's a rain shield that pushes all the way up to central and northern Michigan. Could see some lightning in that. Could see some maybe some small hail. I don't think that's going to be the case. So, but yes, thunderstorms are likely tonight. Severe weather is not for Michigan. And the timing on that's going to be a little bit later, closer toward the 10 p.m. and after time frame. So don't expect storms for the day. Checking this model out too to see what it says. Yeah, it keeps it pretty much south of the state line there in Michigan. But still, that rain shield here could carry some thunderstorm potential. But either way, rain for sure tonight. But there is some potential there for some thunder. No problem, Christine. Any further questions about this threat tonight in Illinois, Indiana, or Ohio? I don't see anybody else asking questions, so I'm going to hop off here. We'll get working on a forecast for the pages here, and we'll go from there. So we'll see you guys probably later tonight on the live stream covering this severe episode that is possible.